What's up, everyone? This is Adam from the Dust from Magic from the Dust. I wanted to do a quick video about a popular theme topic going on right now. Can you guess it? The coronavirus. Granted, I'm a little sick, but I don't think it's the coronavirus. It's just a little cold. I don't have any fever or anything going on. But that kind of goes and stems into the topic that I want to talk about. Being fearful versus being afraid. Now, I'm no doctor or anyone in the medical community, so I will not be speaking about the virus in a medical, biological sense. I will be talking about it in a spiritual, sociological aspect. Now, being fearful versus being afraid. Now let's first talk about being afraid. The definition of being afraid is literally in the Webster Dictionary as being impressed with fear. Now, I accentuated impressed because in order to impress something, an outside source has to be putting the pressure on the subject, right? This is fear from an outside source causing a thing to concern its mind with the outside source's version of fear, their version of fear. And this trickles down into terror, right? Which is the most polarized sense of fear. And terror is a very strong emotion, so strong that as a noun by itself, we as humans actually talk about terror as an actual human being. You never heard of like a kid, like, oh, that kid is such a terror, right? Inflicting fear upon someone. You won't ever hear someone saying, oh, that kid is such a fear, that kid is such a fright. Yeah, you might hear like that kid looks frightening, but it's more of an appearance thing. Being a terror literally encompasses the person to the point where it is fear. You know, it loses that humanness to it. And this is living in fear, in someone else's reality of what fear is. And this equals control, because fear is the greatest tool a person or congregation can have upon someone in terms of control is fear. Now, the other aspect of that, of being afraid, fearful, okay? What is fearful? To me, fearful is literally being full of fear in a subjective sense, right? And this, to me, being fearful is being frightened. Now we can talk about frightened, and I like to go back to nature, right? In terms of what nature can teach us about ourselves and as a whole. Now, frightened in the animal kingdom, when an animal is frightened, what happens first? Automatically, the senses are heightened, right? The pupils become more dilated. Sense of hearing is more amplified. Heart races because blood is rushing to all the extremities of the animal so they can book it if need to be. And this is all because it is causing the organism, the animal, to become more aware of its surroundings, right? And then this stems into the fight or flight mode. Now, for humans, to me, I feel like we have always been in the flight mode, right? Pretty much our whole lives, in terms of where our society is right now, in terms of overconsumption of media, technology, traveling, always looking outside of ourselves in order to feel complete, right? Having something else do the thinking, doing the work for us. And now we need, at this time of this whole social distancing, right, that has been pounding into us as of lately, And to me, this signifies the fight and the fight or flight mode. And we need to think of this fight in a different sense, right? There's duality in everything, as you will come to know when it comes to my talks. I always talk about duality. And I always have a mantra that I say that I am everything and I am nothing. I am everything and I am nothing at the same time. Now, in the everything scheme, when it comes to this virus, we are all connected, right? We are a collective subconscious in the mind. Thoughts are things. The more people that think about a thought or a subject, you are literally amplifying that and giving it life. We are the creators in this realm with the mind, and we are all connected in the subconscious. But we are forced right now to separate ourselves from one another, being told, stay in your houses, don't go to any gatherings of, I think it's now 10 people or more. So to me, this is forcing us to be nothing, right? To separate ourselves. And it is a time to be a hermit in a sense. And being a hermit is to look more inwardly in yourself for knowledge, going into your intuition. And in this fight is looking more inwardly in ourselves to really reevaluate where we are right now. Sometimes it takes a huge crisis like this to knock you on the head and being like, wow, where am I in my life right now, mentally and physically? Really searching in terms of what happiness really means to us as an individual, because you can't help others without helping yourself first. So I'm a big believer that this is the universe giving this as a gift to really search within ourselves, reevaluating our strengths and our weaknesses. And once we become more aware, know thyself, you can use your strengths to help out someone else that might be a weakness in that category, right? Like, because we're all connected. But I think in this flight mode that we've been in for so long, that this is a good time for us to just calm down, settle in with ourselves, and think, am I happy? Am I happy with my job situation? Am I happy with my home life? Am I happy with others around me, where I'm living? And once you start to get a grasp on that, you realize you don't have to be in this terrorized moment where people are literally like stealing things out of people's carts. Me, greedy, greedy, greedy. We need to be nothing in order to be everything for everyone else, right? And you gotta think of the duality of fear, right? That we are in control. We can alchemize what emotions we are feeling instead of being afraid where the fear is being impressed upon us, right? Fear on the other side of the spectrum is excitement, right? This should be a time to be excited in a sense of living with fear, not living in fear. On the other side of the spectrum with being afraid, the terror. Have you ever been like on a roller coaster where you're in line and you're like all hyped up, you know, like you're excited but you're scared at the same time because they're one and the same. So yeah, it might be a sucky situation for some people, and you know, you might feel the fear just kind of, you know, building up inside of you. You can alchemize that, right, into being an excitement. Look at this as a new opportunity. I've seen some people that have gotten laid off by their jobs. You know, the economy is being struck pretty hard right now. But this is an exciting time for you because it's like, was I really happy with that situation? How can I change it? And when you change it, you can help others as well that might need a little push, you know? And I also want to reiterate at this time to use everything is neutral. This social distancing is neutral, even though some people see it as a form of control, right? But don't let it be a form of control. by us being, sent to our homes and being said not to go any place that's a gathering, right? Don't let the outside world of your TV, social media, your computers feeding you all of the information and knowledge concerning this virus. And I would even consider it a virus anymore. At this point, it's just pure terror right now. So don't let the confinement of the media just being the face of your home right now. So there's a balance of everything. And being afraid, like I said, the terror is living in fear. When you're living in something, you're living in someone else's house of fear, right? And this is a sense of control. So I would really want people to really sit down and think about what it means to be fearful and being afraid, right? Being fearful, this is a time to categorize your life, think about your life, what you can do to change your circumstances, and also realizing that, yes, I do have these great strengths in my life that I can see other people panicking about. What can I do to help them? How can we be in harmony? Because right now, we are so fragmented, and there's no harmony. And this sense of fragmentation in terms of the social distancing is a good foundation for harmony. You cannot exude harmony and happiness in the world unless the source is not happy, right? So I hope this is a great lesson for people to really reevaluate and kind of calm down and really think about what fear really is. Oh, I had something pulled up that I wanted to talk about. Oh, so I have this app, this astrology app, and it's very, very fitting for today. Today, Mercury is sextile natal with Uranus, and the expressions for this today is the sensitive mind. That is the overall theme of Mercury going sextile with Uranus, right? Intellectual precision, mental challenge, release of tension, a disciplined mind, new discoveries, which pretty much goes hand in hand with what I was talking about. A lot of it has to do with the mind dealing with this astrology happenings today. Intellectual precision, right? To really be precise of your own intellectual, and a challenge, a mental challenge. No one ever said changing and alchemy is easy, right? It's a challenge, but it will lead to new discoveries. I hope y'all stay safe and healthy during this time. Blessed be, and as always, peace out and peace in.